Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make this one-stop shop scarf. It is just a one row repeat pattern. We are going to create the border as we work. Now most of the border will be created from the stitch pattern. However, if you've ever noticed when you're doing the foundation chain and working off of that, you'll have that flat edge on one end, and when you're done, because of the way the pattern works, you'll have the nice scalloped border on the other, and you either have to go back and try to recreate that on the other end to kind of get rid of that flat edge, or you have to come up with a border that fits in with your stitch pattern. This scarf is going to take away all of that sort of annoyance at the end. For this project, we're going to be using a 6.5mm crochet hook, and the yarn that I'm using for this is a Bernat Wavelength, and this is a 5-weight bulky yarn. It's 100% acrylic. This colorway is called Opal, and it's sort of a tweedy purple, pink, blue colorway. In one of these balls of yarn, you get 223 yards. The stitch pattern is somewhat of a yarn eater, but you can see that with this yarn it creates such a nice looking piece of fabric. It is reversible, so it looks the same on both sides, and it grows and comes out super pretty. To start, you want a slip knot on your hook, and you're going to do a foundation chain in a multiple of 3. So for the scarf I chained 33. So for this tutorial I have just chained 15 so I can show you the stitch pattern and how we're going to create the scalloped edge right off of this foundation chain to create that border right off the bat. In the third chain from the hook, so 1, 2, here's my third chain, I'm going to do 2 double crochets, chain 2, and a single crochet right back into that same chain, just like that. We're going to skip the next 2 stitches, and sometimes these can be tough to see. 1, 2, I think I've got it. In the next, we're going to work that same pattern, so 2 double crochets into the same stitch, chain 2, and a single crochet. Skip the next 2, and work the same pattern in the next, and just keep working this pattern all the way down your foundation chain, and then I will show you how to create that border edge so you don't have to come back to it later. Once you have 3 chains left, you're going to work that same thing into that last chain, so 2 double crochet, chain 2, and a single crochet. Now instead of, there's our foundation chain, and you can see that flat edge. Normally what you would do is chain as many as the pattern says, turn your work and start working up on this side and grow your work like that, but that of course leaves that flat edge flat. We want to create the border right away. So instead of turning, I'm going to rotate my work and work along that flat edge to create the border. And this edge here actually is the border now. So we're going to work as if this was our foundation chain. We're going to chain 2 find that first space and work the pattern. 2 double crochets into that space, chain 2 and a single crochet. Now you can see you've got a whole bunch of spaces from where you worked or skipped stitches. You want to skip the next space and work into that next space. So you can see I have a space here. I'm going to work right into the next one. 2 double crochet, chain 2 and a single crochet. There's a space, there's where we worked, there's the next space, into the next one, work the pattern, 2 double crochets, chain 2 and a single crochet. Sometimes the work tends to sort of curl up on itself, so be careful you don't accidentally pull any stitches. Alright, skip that space, find the next, and work the pattern. 2 double crochets, chain 2 and a single crochet. There's my next space, skip that, work into the next, 2 double crochet, chain 2 and a single crochet. So we've got 2 spaces left. We're going to skip that one, and then we've got this one here, and I'm just going to slip stitch into it. And now we've created sort of this interesting little scalloped design here. Now we can start working up this way. Chain 2 and turn. Now here's just where we turn, and we're going to work back and forth, turning every row like we normally do. You're going to find that first chain 2 space, which is right here, and you're going to work the pattern. 2 double crochet, chain 2 and a single crochet. You're going to find the next chain 2 space, so don't get confused with these little spaces here. You want that chain 2 space that we work when we do the 2 double crochet, chain 2 and a single crochet. So here's my single crochet. You want that space in between, and you work 2 double crochet, chain 2 and a single crochet. So we're always working into those chain 2 spaces all the way down. When you get to the end, you'll have this last chain 2 space. Go ahead and work 2 double crochet, chain 2 and a single crochet into it, and then you're done. Don't worry about these 2 double crochets or this space here. You just want to work into that last space. Every row starts with the chain 2 and a turn. Skip that first single crochet, find that chain 2 space, and you work your 2 double crochet, chain 2 and a single crochet right into that same chain 2 space. Find the next and the next and the next, and you're just going to work that pattern. So all we're doing is working the 2 double crochet, chain 2 and a single crochet all into those chain 2 spaces. Remember, at the end, just work into the last chain 2 space, ignoring anything that's over here. This is going to create our edge, and it does create a little bit of a scallop, and every row begins with that chain 2 and then finding the first chain 2 space and working the pattern into it. Once you get a few rows in, this will straighten out, but you can see we've got our bottom edging here, and then this is how the top edging will look when you're finished. So you won't have to do any border or any extra edging. This works up really quick and you'll have a fantastic scarf when you're done. When you're done, you can see you've got a nice border edge already created. I showed you the bottom edge. Here's my top last row edge, and the last row is just the same as the pattern repeat. I didn't do anything special or anything different. I will put the full measurements of my scarf in the description box down below, so check that out if you're interested on the exact measurements that this pattern worked up using 2 balls of that Bernat Wavelength yarn. It's a fast 1-row repeat. It creates such a nice texture, and I don't think you can see it very well on camera, but there are little raised parts when we're working this pattern that really give it almost a honeycomb type look to it. You can see those raised sort of V's almost right there. So again, a wonderful project, especially for beginners and if you need any last minute gifts for the holidays. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Until next time, bye.